Thank you for joining me, your host Eve, for another episode of Poopology. I have here with me my co-host Chris.
Hi everyone.
And my co-host Lisa.
Hey there.
And we have some returning guests from season 1 and season 2. So I have here Jem.
Hi, I'm a regular.
And Andrea.
Hi.
And Sedef, who has sat in quite a lot of episodes, but this is her first time actually speaking.
Hello.
And that's what she sounds like. And of course, my wonderful producer, Uzma.
Hey.
So we're having a very exciting episode today because it's our Christmas special. And we're going to be talking all about the holidays, basically. But before we do that, we're going to start off with our poopy moments, as we usually do. So, Uzma, why don't you start with your poopy moment?
I guess this is kind of holiday related. I went to a Christmas party at uni, and I was sharing a bottle of wine with someone, and because you kind of have to hide your alcohol, otherwise people take it. And I think we were on our second bottle, and there was only a little bit left, and I was like, lost my glass. I was like, I'll just drink out the bottle, the way you do. And I think for a solid 5 minutes, I was trying to unscrew the cap of the bottle. At the end of the 5 minutes, I gave up. I gave it to my friend, and I was like, can you please unscrew this? I can't do this anymore. He looked at me and started laughing. I didn't really know why.
Was it a cork?
No. Turns out the bottle there's no cap. I lost the cap. I was trying to unscrew the glass. So I think I was probably drunk by that moment. Probably did not need to drink anymore. Yeah, I really suffered. I was like, I'm going really weak. I don't know what's happening. Why can't I unscrew this?
Am I sick? Oh no, I'm just drunk.
Yeah. There's no bottle cap on the bottle.
And I have to say, drinking wine out of a bottle, very classy.
Yeah, I love it.
This is just the last part. Lost the glass. Why not just drink out the bottle?
Go for it. Yeah, why not? Why not? So Lisa, what's your poopy moment?
So I'm going to go with the festive theme. And when I was younger, we used to always go to the west of Ireland up to my grandmother's house. And it was always loads of fun, especially around Christmas Eve. And we have a tradition in the house that we always open a present on Christmas Eve. And my grandmother had a massive house, so there could be 15, 20 of us in the house. And I had been downtown with my friends, having a few drinks. Wouldn't let the family down and not arrive. So I decided to bring everybody with me from the pub. Whole 40-odd people who I brought up to the house with me, not wanting the party to stop. So they carol sang outside while I attempted to come into the house. As I was trying to enter the room where my whole family, the priest, everybody was sitting down waiting for the prodigal daughter to arrive up, and I'm the only girl in the Nolan side of the family as well, so you would have thought I would be the best behaved. That I actually pushed the door, and instead of walking in, I fell in on my hands into the middle of the room in front of everybody, while you had 40 drunk people outside my front door singing Christmas songs, or what was supposed to be Christmas songs. To the horror of my mum and dad. My uncles and aunts found it absolutely hilarious, but my mum and dad less, because that's not exactly how you want your child to enter a room in front of the priest, which my dad just looked at me and he said, wherever you were, I suggest you go back.
Wherever you came from.
And bring the carolers with you. And I really look at my family, have a good sense of humour, so I did go back because I thought it was a great idea and was very apologetic the next day. But
Oh God.
yeah, just one of those lovely Christmas stories.
This falling down thing is it's
a very
theme,
common with you.
yeah.
Walking guy.
I mean, we could do a whole episode on the series of falls and being airlifted off glaciers and stuff I've done over the years. I mean, I think I have enough material.
I'm really interested in basically knowing your height and your foot size, because I think there's some sort of scientific rationale as to why this is a thing. Yeah.
I think I just do a lot of stuff, so the chances of me injuring myself just seem to... Well, that's what my doctor at home used to tell me. He used to just go, well, you do loads of things. You should probably slow down.
Yeah.
And then maybe you wouldn't get yourself into so much trouble.
You obviously didn't take that advice.
No. Oh, look, you've got to be in it.
Okay, great. Sedef, what's your poopy moment?
Actually, it's like a hangover story.
Okay, well, that's always poopy.
Yeah, in my last company, we had very big party, like 1,000 people were in the like music center, like a barbecue center,
Yeah.
and we had party for 1,000 people, and there was all the alcohol was free.
Oh,
And
God,
yeah.
that's a disaster.
How every great story starts. Free word!
So it's my end of the story. Because I don't remember anything. Yeah, I don't remember anything. I don't know how I got home because I called my boyfriend and I just said to him that save me.
I'm dying.
Yeah, but I don't even remember that one, and
Yeah.
I don't know who helped me to get the taxi, and it was from one side to other side of Istanbul,
Yeah.
so it's like
A long way.
very long way. I was alone with a taxi driver and like very scary actually,
Yeah.
but I was just sleeping in the back, and I think I puked. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
I couldn't answer my phone because I was completely wasted.
Yeah.
So taxi driver answered it,
Oh my God.
and yeah, my boyfriend was telling him to where to go,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
at the end he found me, hopefully, but he
Wow.
wish he couldn't. I think.
Did he put you back in the taxi and like leave? I suggest you go back to where you came from.
Yeah, but taxi driver didn't accept me. Yeah, he didn't talk with me like 3 days, I think. But yeah, at the end, yeah,
Wow.
it was very bad, but it was still fun.
Absolutely.
And I thinking.
Even though you don't remember, you think
No,
it was
and
fun.
it was my first time I drink rose wine.
Oh, rosé wine.
Rosé,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
so now I stopped drinking rosé.
Oh. Keep trying. Like, build up your tolerance.
Yeah, I gave one more chance to my rosé in my wedding party, and I don't remember again.
Sedef, we have some rosé wine in
That's
the
what
fridge.
I just went and got
So-
some.
Who's in trouble then?
Oh God, we go the same way home.
Yeah, so instead of the taxi driver, you'll be picking up the phone now with Sedef's now husband saying to you,
Yeah.
"Where's my wife?"
I left her where I found her.
I'm taking her back to where I got her from. Okay, great. So Andrea, what's your poopy moment?
My one was when I was a kid. So my father's Jewish, and so we celebrate Hanukkah, not like full on, but we do. And at school we used to do, you know how you have nativity plays?
Yeah.
So they decided to do something with Hanukkah, and they picked me to like light the candles, and I had to learn a prayer and everything. And I remember being so nervous, like super, super nervous. And my dad was sitting in the audience. He was so proud. He was waiting for this moment. I stood up, lit the candles and sat straight back down again. Didn't even say the prayer. I was so nervous. And my dad was just sitting there like watching me, waiting for it. And I just thought, oh my God. That was it, literally. I didn't even say the prayer. I was so nervous. I just went boom, 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 sat down. That was it. And the whole assembly was quiet.
Yeah.
They were just waiting for me to say something. It was like deadly silent.
Oh.
And I was
Did
like,
you do a little bow as well?
I
Thank
was
you.
like, thanks. And then sat down, and that was it.
Oh, that sounds
So,
quite
yeah.
traumatizing, actually.
Yeah, it was quite traumatic actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then since then, I've made Andrea go on podcasts and
Yeah,
record
videos.
videos. And
Yeah.
soon she'll be doing public speaking.
No.
You should drink wine.
Yeah.
I hear
A whole
rosé
bottle of
works
rosé.
there.
I've got vodka.
Okay. So, Jem, what's your poopy moment?
Okay, so this is a food-related story, and my mum might kill me for telling this, but one year we managed to get like a triple smoked ham. So Caribbean, you don't do just gammon; it's triple smoked. Like I don't know, it's just glorious. But it was the size of like the microwave, the meat that we got. You know when you order it and you tell them how much you want and then they present you with it and you're like, I didn't realise it was going to be that big. We didn't actually have a pot in our house that it would fit in.
Oh my god.
It kind of like it's like a leg of smoked ham, and like the main body of it just about fit in the biggest pot that we could find. And we had a lid on it, and to cook it you had to kind of take the whole thing out and turn it upside down to ensure that it was cooked. It was literally, it was the size, like, considering there was only 3 of us in the house, it was a ridiculous size.
It sure wasn't my mum.
But it was a really good deal, so like you can't really think. But it took a little bit longer than we'd anticipated to cook. 'Cause I think, you know, previously we'd had normal size hams that fit in the pot. So Mum decided she was going to just turn off the fire, put the lid on, and just to keep, you know, because it was still sticking out. We've got one of those nets. I don't know what they're, you know, the sort of like umbrella things that you put over food.
Flies go
flies.
in.
So she put it over the other side. And, you know, we went upstairs, went to bed, because, you know, you're not going to leave the gas on overnight. At this point, I should mention we have pets. So in the morning, when we came down, the little netty thing was on the floor, and there was just
a bit of bone left.
No. So just what was sticking out of the pot had been completely mauled by our cat. He'd had his Christmas feast.
Oh wow!
But it was just, and he was just sat there because you know, you come down in the morning. Normally, like, he would wake me up for breakfast. So I was just like, okay.
He was sitting there with
really,
a big fat belly.
And people were going past, and he's just like, yeah, this is great. I'm just like literally just sat there like a Sphinx cat. And everybody's literally, I remember thinking, I wonder what's wrong with him. Kind of thing. He's normally like at my heels to drive me down the kitchen, and I hear my mum like go off, and the cat disappearing. And cut a long story short, what we did is we just cut an extra inch off, and Mum just went because she wasn't about to waste that. but yeah, and he got the bit that and stuff. But it was just the most horrific thing. It's like it was just like, you know, your fist size, and he just gnawed round it like, and he hadn't completely. He just like tasted lots of sides of it. It's like, oh, this is good.
That
but
tastes a bit weird. I'll try this bit.
Well, because he, you know, it had all the fat around it, all the smokes and stuff. So it took him a few times to get to meat, which he did in a few areas. But
Honestly, I think that's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah,
He had a
funnily
face.
enough, but funnily enough, all the hams were significantly smaller than the following years.
I mean, I just have this mental image of like a cartoon cat, you know, with a big belly rubbing his tummy.
But the thing is, the pot was on the cooker, so he walked across the cooker to get to it. Like, we had like one of those big 6
You
hob.
can imagine that smell of that though.
Yeah,
For the
it,
cat.
yeah,
The cat
it was
was
all
like,
over. It was all over the house.
bad.
Because we'd had pets all those years, so we'd never even thought about it. Like, it didn't even occur to
You
us.
didn't have that
Could not
ginormous
resist.
hand.
No, it
I
smells
mean,
too
I'm
good.
going to say that doors were closed from that point onwards whenever we were in the kitchen.
My God.
Although I did find out a few years later that actually that didn't matter because he could actually open the doors. He'd worked out a way of leaping from higher things onto handles and using his body weight to do it.
Smart.
I know.
Yeah.
And a thief. That was my ham.
Well, it sounds like you had more than enough of it to
Yeah.
share. Anyway,
No,
so-
I'm pretty sure we ended up having to cut half and put it in the freezer because it was too
I was
much.
gonna say you probably would have been even for the whole of January.
Yeah.
Ham sandwiches.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what's your poopy story?
Yeah. Well, mine, I can't think of a holiday related one. So, guys, gonna have to bear with me. So, this is summer of, I don't know, a couple years ago. And I went for my first surf lesson in Montauk in the Hamptons of New York. And I made a very, very amateur move by, wearing my bikini. And when I don't know if you've ever surfed, you have to paddle in to the waves, and your instructor is actually waiting for you past a certain wave point. And so I'm paddling in, and against all the waves. And next thing I know, basically, my instructor got a little bit more of me than I had intended. My bikini top just like totally fell off. And now I have to still continue to paddle towards it. So I like dive into the water for a hot second, adjust myself, paddle in, beat red, and of course he's like hot. Yeah, so future surf lessons. I invested in one of those little surf tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. And the whole time when you first started, you probably thought, why is there a special top for this sport?
Exactly.
I mean,
No.
seriously, how
Well,
pretentious. Why
unless-
can't they just wear their bloody bikinis?
Because I have this image of me being like this like surfer in her bikini just riding a wave. It's a hot image. Yeah, unless you're a expert surfer, those women, I think they do surf with their bikinis. I don't know, but clearly I made a very, very amateur move on all accounts.
I'm sure he wasn't complaining.
Yeah, I was going to say that. The surf teacher was happy. It was fine. The instructor was fine. Okay, so my poopy moment is a sports and a holidays related one simultaneously. So last year at Christmas, myself and Uzma decided to go skiing for the first time after many, many years. And we went to Andorra, which was beautiful. Highly recommended if you want to go skiing. And we took a couple of lessons. And after the first 2-3 lessons, I got a little bit of confidence. And a friend of mine called me up who just happened to be also in the area with his parents who go skiing every year. So he was kind of like, we're going to drive up to where you guys are and then we can meet with you and, we can go skiing together. And I'm like, great, fine. And Uzma and her friend are at another lesson. And my friend and his parents come and pick me up. And they took me to a different gondola to the one that we had been going on. No idea where I was going, but I was like, yeah, I know how to ski now. I've had 4 lessons.
Famous last
And, I did know how to ski very, very well when I was 6. So this is not going to be a problem. So happily went up this gondola and it kept going and going and going and going. And I was thinking, God, we're getting really far from, wherever I was going to with the other gondola. And then we essentially ended up like in the highest point of this sort of mountain, which was a black run, I think.
Yeah.
And up until then, was it a blue run was the biggest we'd gone on?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you went on the blue, like that was your highest limit.
Yeah, so we'd done the red and we'd done the blue, and obviously hadn't gone up a black run, not that season anyway.
Maybe when you were
Not
6.
for 25 years. So we get off, and I'm kind of like, okay. I mean, getting off the gondola here seems a bit easier because the land was a bit more flat than the blue run. But then you ski to kind of the edge. There's like a point. So up until then, I was like, oh, it's really flat here. Like, it's not even that scary. And then they all kind of got somewhere and stopped. So, and I'm like behind them. Get there, I look down and I think, fuck. Like, this is high and this is steep. Like, I can't even gauge how to get off the end, because it was so steep. It just felt like I would just literally like head first. It was like I would like sticking up. And I slowly am kind of snow plowing, my way down the first bit. And these guys just went off. They were just like, lee, lee, lee. And I'm seeing them getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm like, okay. And at first I was like, I've got to hurry up. And then I thought, fuck this. It's not going to happen. I just got to make sure I don't die, by the time I get to the bottom. So how can I ensure I don't die? And obviously, because it's a black run, the people behind you come at like ridiculous speeds. And of course they know what they're doing, so providing you don't make any crazy ass movements, they will avoid you. But it's the fact that you can hear them, and it's just like extra stress and pressure. I swear to God, I like sweated maybe like, I don't know, a litre of water into my ski suit. When you can feel it like running down your back, and I was like
No nobody even stopped to turn around
No
to
one
see where you
stopped.
were.
A few people, I swear to God, were screaming swear words at me, like, what the fuck are you doing? Obviously, I don't speak French or Spanish or whatever, so I had no idea what they're saying, but I could tell from the screaming that they're basically going, what the fuck are you doing on this run? Like, get the fuck out of there. And I'm just like, dear God, help me, dear God, help me. Please let me live this. I promise I won't ask for anything more ever again. Oh my God. So luckily, I mean, that was about as poopy as it got. Sorry to, over dramatize there. So I didn't break a leg or anything like that, but I did literally like basically shit my pants by the time I got to the bottom.
I would have gone down on my butt.
Yeah,
Because
it was.
I'm not joking. I went in a red and I was like, I'm sure this is a blue. And when I realised, and it was a blue and someone told me, I was like, are you trying to kill me?
Yeah.
I've had 2 lessons.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Black diamond. That's like
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. I mean, it was just too, I mean, you couldn't even, the thing is, at one point I considered taking the skis off and walking, but
That's what I was thinking right now.
But you can't because it's too
It's
steep.
too steep.
And as you know, the ski boots are it's not like normal shoes,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
solid.
yeah.
Bend.
So you have to like kind of do that robot walk, and there's no way you're gonna walk, and a lot of it is iced. So I would have just sled on like plastic boots. So I was like,
You're safer on your
okay,
skis.
sliding on plastic boots or try to ski down.
Snowplow.
So you did ski down the whole thing
I
eventually.
skied down the whole thing, but I swear to God, I lost about 20 kilos getting to the bottom.
How long
Just
did it
in
take?
sweat.
Yeah, how long did it take?
I have no idea. I mean, to me, it felt like 5 days.
You lost 20 kilos and a friend.
Yeah.
By the time you got down,
I got to the bottom, and they were just like, they'd taken their, skis off. They were like having a conversation,
Having some beers.
Yeah, like looking on their phone to see where we should eat, and they're like, God, that took you ages. I was I mean, I think it's because I did ski as a kid. I was black, black sloping it all the way, but I was 6 and 7 years old, and at that age as well, you don't have any fear.
No fear. Exactly.
And if you start young, with just like with any sport, you just like learn it really fast, and it's all good. So actually, for beginners, we got moved up.
Yeah, we
to
got put in
intermediate. Yeah, because we started, and you just remember a lot of it, so it didn't feel that difficult, and the blue run was fine, and it was all fine. So therefore, I was kind of like, okay, I can do this with my friends. I can go up. But I didn't know it was a black run. If they had said black run, I probably still would have said no. I don't think so. But I thought I could go somewhere higher than where I had been the previous day. Clearly, that was a mistake. Yeah, so it was quite frightening. So by the time Uzma and her friend came and met me, I was like, I mean, I don't know. I was a different size, firstly, to when they left me earlier on that morning. And I had taken my skis and my rental skis and my boots back, and I had basically told them, that's it. I am done. I am not skiing anymore. For this holiday, I am finished. I shall be drinking wine. You do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Wow.
But skiing Andorra, really good. Go. Just don't go on the black
Just
runs.
avoid the black runs.
Unless you're confident you can go down them.
I'm feeling like you were confident for a while until you weren't.
Well, like I said, I think if I'd known it was a black run, I would have probably said, no, I'm not doing that anyway. But yeah, anyway. So there we go. So for our Christmas special, we're going to talk all about the holidays, basically, and our experiences. And we've got a couple of different types of holiday celebrations in the room, because I think...
Cultures.
Yeah, so I think, obviously, Chris being American, she probably does more Thanksgiving than Christmas. Am I right in thinking that? Yeah. And then Andrea's talked already about Hanukkah. And Sedef, being from Turkey, she just does New Year's Eve, basically. And the rest of us are all kind of Christmas celebrators, I guess. So we're going to talk all about the holidays. But actually, I'm going to let Lisa start the segment off, because she's the most organised out of the group and has already formatted portions of today's show. So the floor is yours.
I love how you say that, but it was just me really getting carried away on Google last night on interesting traditions. And I found some of these I'd never heard before, and they absolutely cracked me up. And I hope I'm not ever insulting someone. But like, say in Czech Republic, Christmas Eve, if you're single, you're supposed to stand with your back against the door and throw your shoe over your shoulder. And if it lands with the toe facing the door, it means that you're going to get married within 12 months.
Oh.
And if not, you're going to be an old maid for another bit longer. Probably a little bit of a depressing if it doesn't go the right way for you.
What happens
Just
if
keep
it's
throwing the
left or
shoe
right?
over and over.
Oh, that's an interesting
What happens if it's
question.
left or right?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't say that. It just said it
It
has to
can't
be
just
facing.
be two ways.
But it just
Can
said if
it?
it's facing. Maybe it's just if it's facing, you get married, and if it's any other way, you don't.
Oh.
It could be.
I do have some Czech friends actually. I must ask them. But I thought that would. I might said all I could visualize was people in London doing that. And I was everywhere.
Raining shoes.
But another one I thought was like incredible. I think it's Hong Kong they did this. Down to the fact that they've got really small ovens, and someone's done a very, very good marketing campaign. But they've actually, KFC have actually convinced locals that fried chicken is what the Americans have as a traditional feast. And you have to book online well in advance to secure your KFC delivery.
What?
Yeah.
Has to be delivery. You
Japan,
can't pick it
so-
up,
Yeah.
and it gets wrapped up in like Christmas wrapping and delivered to your house on Christmas Day. I just thought, why doesn't everyone know about this marketing campaign? Because that is incredible work.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is really shocking. I'm quite shocked
Yeah.
by that actually.
Just because I lived in Japan. It's
And did you
exactly-
see that? Were you
Well, to be
there over
honest,
Christmas?
yeah, I was there for one Christmas, and
Did you get a fried,
yeah,
KFC dinner?
We so 14 of us clubbed together because we had to import a turkey
Wow.
in order to get one.
Do they not have
Four-
turkeys there?
No, well, not that,
eat
but it's not really
turkeys.
and stuff. So we knew it was going to be small because ovens and stuff. What we didn't expect, and we probably should have got a Japanese person to read over the
The manual.
Terms and conditions.
because it was and I'm going to say also 14 of us contributed a significant amount of money for this turkey. It was just slightly bigger than my two hands put together and smoked.
Oh.
It was wow. And it was so funny because I remember telling my colleague who was Japanese, and she was like, but everybody just goes to KFC. And I was just like, KFC, yes, chicken, KFC, and everybody else in the office is nodding, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Wow, that is really weird.
But yeah, they've been sold a complete lie, but they've been
I
doing
think
it general.
Yeah, I think it's now become a tradition,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
they now are aware that's not actually what the Americans eat. It's now their tradition.
Yeah.
Is that you
Well,
go
and
to
also,
KFCs.
like, as an Asian, like, turkey isn't really in part of, like, Asian cuisine at all.
Yeah.
Like, Koreans don't eat turkey,
Well, yeah, Thais don't,
Japanese,
yeah,
Thai, like, it's
yeah.
just not a meat
Yeah.
that you eat. So I think that's another aspect of it. Definitely a really clever marketing ploy, but it's because, like, I don't think have that appetite or
Yeah.
eat turkey ever.
Yeah. But even so, maybe a roast chicken rather than like fried chicken seems like a really weird, KFC just seems
I mean, I
really
don't think it'd
strange.
go down in my house.
No,
KFC
no.
rocked in, we'd have like,
Unless there was like, signs that your entire kitchen had burnt down and there's extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Well, even then you'd probably end up down the pub or something and still get some sort of a roast. There's
Not
plenty
Christmas
of
Day, not if
there's-
you've not booked ahead of time.
there's plenty of pubs open on Christmas Day that you can just.
they don't open in Ireland actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's the only day of the year that pubs in Ireland used to close 2 days of the year, and they've now gotten rid of Good Friday, so pubs now open from this year. But the only day in Ireland, I thought it was incredible when I came to the UK and pubs are open here on Christmas Day. In Ireland, you won't find a pub
Oh wow.
open.
Wow.
You're supposed to stay at home with your family.
Yeah.
That's why we open
The only-
pubs.
Exactly.
That's after you've had enough of them and you want to leave. It's for the afternoon.
You know what is one thing that's open always on Christmas Day in the US are Chinese restaurants because the Jewish will need to do something on Christmas Day. So it's I'm not Jewish, but I have a lot of Jewish friends, and their thing on Christmas Day is to
Go
go
for
watch a
Chinese.
movie
Yeah.
and Chinese food. It's a
wow.
thing. So when you go to Chinese restaurant, it's usually like the Jewish have taken over the Chinese restaurant. Yeah, it's a thing. Mhm.
interesting. Learning lots of new things.
I know. I was fascinated last night.
Yeah. I mean, I spent a Christmas in the US, and I was in New York over Christmas. And it was really weird because obviously Thanksgiving is before Christmas. And we didn't think, like, we didn't understand, like, being English. We were just like, okay, what is Thanksgiving? Like, who cares? You know, it's tomorrow. It'll be fine. And then everything was closed. We didn't have any food. We were like, what? You know, what are we going to do now? We just woke up in the morning and it was like tumbleweed outside, you know? And when you just think, oh, fuck, we, like, didn't know that it was supposed to be like that. Luckily, some of my friends called up and said, what are you guys doing? Knowing that we were kind of like familyless and, you know, homeless foreigners. So I said, well, actually, we're just trying to figure out where we can get something to eat because we haven't got any food in the house. And we didn't realise everything was closed. So we did end up having a Thanksgiving at a friend's house, which was lovely.
Friendsgiving. We call it the Friendsgiving.
Yeah. But we just really didn't know that, you know, had zero expectations of it being like that. Yeah. And then when Christmas came, you know, a couple of days before Christmas, we're kind of saying to all the friends, so you must be looking forward to spending time with your family. And they were like, no, I'm just at home and, you know, I'm not doing it out. We were like, but it's Christmas tomorrow. Like, yeah, we don't really do much. So we ended up throwing a Christmas dinner at our flat and having all these Americans come over. And so it was really nice, but it was a bit unexpected, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Christmas definitely is, you know, don't get me wrong, a big holiday in the U.S. too, but absolutely Thanksgiving trumps Christmas. And it's actually reported that it's the busiest travel time of the entire year over Christmas. So yeah, Thanksgiving is a big deal.
For you guys, is it basically, I mean, do you do the same sort of stuff as we do on Christmas? Or do you have like other traditions or other things?
I mean, the big thing is to just eat as much as possible. So it's like forewarned that you wear the
sounds like Christmas.
Yeah, right? So you wear the most comfortable elastic waistband thing. You know, you don't eat size up. You don't eat anything before, and it starts really early. So typically, like, Thanksgiving dinner starts at like 4:00ish at someone's house, and I've never really had Thanksgiving dinner with my family because I go home for the Christmas since I've been on the East Coast for 20 years to California only for Christmas. So I always go to Friendsgivings, and I've had amazing friends adopt me into their Italian homes, to their Jewish homes or whatever. So it starts at 4, and you eat all day long and multiple rounds.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm not really a big fan of, but you basically watch football all the rest of like American football.
Okay.
All the rest of the evening, and I am not an active participant, so I'm usually in the corner somewhere with my friend, like drinking.
Yeah.
But that's a very typical American Thanksgiving. And then the next morning, Thanksgiving morning, you make a Thanksgiving like sandwich breakfast after like out of
With
all
the
your like leftovers
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. So we have, I mean, it sounds pretty much like Christmas other than
right?
the football. I think we just watch like really shitty movies that
EastEnders.
we've seen like 6,000
Queen's
times.
EastEnders.
I mean, EastEnders is about as exciting as it gets, to be honest. Because
Doctor Who.
Oh, you have two
Doctor Who.
episodes.
Soap opera?
It's a
Yeah.
Two episodes.
Don't waste your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's about as exciting as it gets
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's the
Doctor
only
Who's
thing that's different.
Yeah.
Because everything else on TV is like some Christmas movie that you have been watching since you were 2.
Yeah, TV's normally really bad. I've started actually, I mean, I used to buy DVDs now, but I'll always like stockpile stuff on Netflix now and make sure that there's something
That's
that
what we do.
everyone can
Yeah.
watch together, because my mom likes the soaps. I used to watch with her, but then that means my dad and my brother would sit in a different room. So now I try to make sure that we have something that everybody will watch together. Otherwise, everyone segregates and sleeps, and I end up on my own normally because everyone else falls asleep, and I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep. I'm going to watch whatever I want on the TV. So I get really excited then because I get the TV to myself.
Yeah.
It's always a fight for the remote control when everybody's in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to be the first one up, basically.
Yeah.
Or the one with the batteries.
Or the one who stays awake the longest. And then they wake up and I'm already watching something, so I'm like, oh well. I get to pick the movie.
It will finish in a minute or two. 2 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, we love Christmas at our house. We're a bit crazy with Christmas, to be honest.
Yeah.
We have our own little like thing that we do. You know, it's like become we have our own little tradition.
What is it?
Well, we have like a 3-day tradition. So, you
Yeah.
know, we like make
Yeah.
a really big deal out of Christmas in our house, which is
Oh.
quite unusual. Because, you know, it's not for religious reasons. We just have a fascination with like Christmas.
Me
So-
and Mum start Christmas movies in like end of October. It's
Yeah.
actually really bad.
They're really sad. Like, they start to watch the Christmas channel.
Yeah.
The other day, oh my God, last month, you know, the Christmas channel turned on, and Usma's like, the Christmas channel's on. Mum's like, really? Is it on already? And then I come downstairs, and the two of them are like this. We're on our 5th Christmas movie. I was like, oh my God, it's
I
October.
probably
for
would
God's
join you too. on it.
I'm with you.
It starts with that really shitty Christmas movie channel before it gets to the like the Sky Christmas.
Like the
movie.
Hallmark. Like, do you guys know what Hallmark is?
Yeah.
It's like the
Christmas.
cheesy Hallmark special.
I think I'm-
like the C-list celebrities
Yeah.
or actors that you have no idea who they are. But
And the movies that never were movies.
Yeah.
Like, they were never in the movies. you
Like
know,
a
it's
TV movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, made
What
for
is this
TV.
movie? Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I've watched a few of those recently.
oh yeah, guilty pleasure.
They're on Netflix as well, but you know.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
so,
on-
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest.
I've
I'm just going to
watched
list them.
everything.
So I've is it the Crown Prince Christmas one? You know, the one where she's they're all the same. There's a prince.
Oh, I
Small European country that doesn't really exist.
yeah, I
She's
saw
something
that
But then the one I
So
saw
bad.
was a sequel because he then asked her to marry. So then this was the year later, and he's coming back from the
There's
A
a
marriage.
third one coming out
I
this
know, with
year.
the baby.
one. Oh my god, there's enough crazies like us that watch it that they've made a third.
Yeah, there's a baby involved.
Oh my god.
She even knows the story.
The worst thing is that, like, I can't believe I'm doing this on the podcast. I would never tell anybody that I'd watched these movies. Like,
Now you've told everyone.
Well,
DVDs.
now over 100,000 people know, so good luck with that one.
If you were to look at my DVD collection, I like musicals and things that blow up. Musicals and things that blow up. That's it. And then I've just got my secret shame of Christmas movies.
But it's Christmas.
Okay, it's
If you
Christmas.
can't behave like a child and enjoy the simple things of
It's not
Christmas
even-
Or
time,
the
you're
cheesiest
never-
things.
I mean, I embrace it.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
from
embrace it
November.
too.
Probably not October,
Yeah.
but from November I am definitely open. I've already watched about 8 movies in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
The big ones. It's my favourite thing to do. I know I'm going to spend half this weekend binge watching. 4 Christmases. I've already seen The Grinch.
And I know I'm going to watch Home Alone again.
Oh, I
all
love
of
it.
them.
That's a
All
good
of them.
one.
All of them.
There's a surprising more number of them than you would think. I
It's
thought
like
it was
3.
just 1 and 2
No,
and maybe
after
3.
3, there's like
A different
a
kid.
different kid.
Yeah.
I've not watched them. I
'Cause
feel
there's
like it
like-
just
No, I didn't-
ruins
no,
it.
the different kid. If it's the one I'm thinking of, the first movie that I saw, didn't know there was more than that. He's actually really cute in it, and he's a little bit younger. And I
Macaulay
think-
Culkin?
No, after Macaulay.
Oh, I'm like, have you
Yeah.
guys seen him?
No. He didn't really
No,
grow.
this other
did
kid
he?
took over after he became 21. So yeah, so I mean, we have the whole Christmas movie thing that starts in October, but I mean, I start planning Christmas from like the beginning of November. So just kind of like, what are we going to do? What are we going to
typical.
eat?
Okay.
You know, what's going to happen? And we have a Christmas Eve thing. So we tend to go to like the theatre. We'll do like a show together.
Oh,
And
nice.
then have like a meal together. We tend to go to the Christmas market up on the Thames and, you know, have some more wine and
Love
hang
that.
around. And then we come home like relatively late and everyone jumps in bed. And then in the morning. So basically,
Exciting.
these two will not leave their rooms until they hear the music. That's the cue for them
Plays the
coming.
music.
That's me.
You.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like Mother
DJ.
Christmas in the house. So I'll get up and I'll start preparing breakfast. And then once I feel like breakfast is almost there and it's like they should slowly come down, I'll put the music on, and then you can hear the little footsteps coming down the stairs. But they literally will not move from the top floor until I put the music on.
Yeah,
It's really
normally
weird.
I wake up and I go into Mum's room, and then me and Mum literally wait in her room.
And then I
Watching
found
Christmas
out,
movies.
Yeah, whatever's on TV.
and then I found out they literally kind of like have a whole conversation about it, and she's like, "Shall I wake her up?" No, we'll wait until when the music's on. That's when we'll go down. So I put the Christmas music
a few
on.
years ago, you had slept longer than usual or something, and Mum was like, "Shall we wake her or not?" I was like, "No, let's let her sleep a little longer." And we put a timer. I was like, "She's not awake by 9. We're gonna go wake her up." I don't know why we don't think of us doing the breakfast and putting the music on.
That's like my thing.
It's like she has to do it.
It's a secret tradition now. This
Yeah.
family-wise,
Yeah.
that it's not, you don't mean
Yeah.
to do it, but suddenly it becomes your thing.
Yeah. So
The
it's kind of
default.
like they will not break it. It's. So I don't know if you woke me up that year or not, but
No, we just kept waiting.
you just were starved.
We were
They
like-
just starved basically
Bet
until
you they
I
were
woke up.
very loud.
It's like
Minding.
stamping on the top of your head.
And then after the breakfast, we open the presents.
Do you have a special Christmas breakfast, or does it change every year?
It's a special Christmas breakfast. Well,
Okay. What is it?
It does change every year.
Oh,
It
okay,
does
okay,
change every
okay.
year. But it's kind of like special in the sense that I'll make like things that I wouldn't normally go out of my way to make. And then we open the presents, and then post presents, I go back in the kitchen and make sure that I've got like a spread of things for during the day. So, and I make like fresh guacamole and all these like different things that aren't associated with Christmas. but it's all like fresh and loads of nibbly things because we're Turkish like
Great.
background.
Can I come over
we
for
like to
Christmas?
nibble.
No.
Yeah, come over. And then Osmar gets the PlayStation out. And then
Yeah.
things get messy.
PlayStation.
Yeah. So normally each year we have some external visitors.
Yeah.
We have like friends and family and all sorts of random people that turn up at our house. And she'll get the PlayStation out, and then it becomes like it gets serious.
Competition.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have competition. We go into groups. We
Yeah.
have to play all these different
Wow.
games. We have to win. It becomes very, very like aggressive for a
Yeah.
couple of hours.
But what are the games that you guys are
So
playing?
we normally put the Wii on first, and there's like a dancing game and a sports, like
Yes.
the Wii Sports.
Yeah.
We start off with the dancing,
It's like a dance off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we kind of get
Love
into
that.
sports. Mum loves boxing, so she will box
Really?
everyone.
Yeah.
And if she loses,
Amazing.
you have to redo it until she wins.
I want to see the
Boss
elegant
the
boss.
Yeah, I think the year you were away, one of my friend's brothers, he came around as well, and he's an actual boxer. Like, he does this,
Oh.
like, in his spare time. And I swear to God, Mom beat him. And she was like the happiest person ever. And then she's like, I'm not going to play because I can't downgrade myself now.
That's awesome.
So we play a lot of games, and we play charades and
Yeah.
things like that as well, which is always really good fun. So it's just like very loud
Do,
and
like, quiz games
noisy.
and stuff,
Quiz
so.
games. Everyone's very angry. We all want to win. Like.
Shouting like curse words at each other.
basically. And then we continue eating and watch movies. But normally, Osmar and I will pick some stuff like you and save it or put it somewhere so we know that that's what we're going to watch because we don't like watching all the crappy stuff.
No.
Like Grease after 250 times is a bit like...
We did Matrix marathon one year.
We did a Matrix marathon one year.
Yeah, I need to get planning what I'm going to watch
Yeah.
this year.
So that's kind of our day. But I mean, that
love
takes
it.
the whole day,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
very
absolutely.
sort of... We
And
don't
then there's
leave
dinner.
Yeah, and then there's
Wait, and
dinner.
there's.
Yeah, and
They
then
only
I
covered
make it-
snacks. So.
Yeah, I make a full roast, so yeah, that's what we have. But you have to have that on Christmas,
fun,
right?
of course.
So,
It's my favourite meal of the year.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have to do that. So I think that it's weird if you don't. Sometimes, like some years, I'm like, Osmar, so I think we've ate quite a lot. Are you sure you? And she's like, no, I want my roast.
It's like, I'm full, I can't eat anymore, but no, I need my roast.
Oh yeah.
I'm totally on that.
So yeah, so that's kind of our little Christmas, which is just very aggressive, actually. Full of eating and then burning it off by boxing and dancing.
Boxing.
Yeah.
A little friendly competition didn't hurt anyone.
How about you, Lisa?
So we're a bit like you. We start kind of Christmas Eve, and Christmas Eve, like, I mean, I love Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve is like my favourite day of the year. Because we all get up, we have a lovely breakfast together, and then I go in town with my mum and dad. Dad will disappear straight away because he's allergic to shopping. And we'll do a quick like run around. Normally I have a bit of blind panic because my brother and my dad will like not get presents for my mum and just last minute go, actually, could you pick up something small for her? And then I'm running around trying to find small presents the last minute. And then we go for like a really nice lunch. We used to go, my brother used to manage a bar and restaurant, and we'd go in there and like sit down, and it's just like so lovely, just like
It's
really
family
nice
time,
and chilled. Yeah,
isn't
family
it?
time. And then they'd go off then for a little while, and I'd go meet my friends, which has kind of gotten smaller over the years because obviously everyone has kids and stuff, but you'll always get like, they kind of do a bit of a rotation. Some of them bring the kids in now for an hour or two, so you just kind of catch up, and then we go to like mass on the night before Christmas, which is always so beautiful because they always have like a lovely like carol singers, and it's just so beautiful and Christmassy, and like oh, I don't know, it's just like I'm Catholic, but I'm not like a heavily practicing Catholic, but Christmas Mass to me is just very important. And you obviously loads of people. I think one of the nicest things about going home to Ireland as well is there's so many Irish living abroad. So everyone comes home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you'll see people you haven't seen in years, you see everyone you went to school with, and then Christmas, so after we go to Mass, then we go up to our local, which is where you bump into everyone and you see all the neighbours, and I don't know, everyone just kind of gravitates, and it just makes it feel like...
It's like a really warm, fuzzy time,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
like a reunion of everyone, and everyone's just happy to see each other and like to have a drink, and we'll always go back and we always end up eating dessert.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be for Christmas Day. It's always eaten. Not normally me, actually. It's normally the other three in the house. Will I come down and go, I'm pretty sure the pear and almond tart was for tomorrow, and they'd be like, ow.
What was it?
It's kind of now one of those traditions that you know you're going to come down and the tart is gone. There might be a slither if you're really lucky. And then same for me on Christmas morning. Everyone waits for me. It's normally me that's up first, but if I'm not up, my mum will come in and get me. She will wake me up though. She won't mess around. And then it's like really early, which I'm kind of interested because your family sound a bit like mine, because like there's no kids in our house, but we are such Christmas people.
Yeah.
Like mum and dad do up the house. It's literally like Santa's grotto. Yeah. I go home, dad will have the whole outside decorated. It's just so cute.
Yeah.
We normally have smoked salmon and like fresh brown like soda bread.
Yeah.
For breakfast with champagne. And then we like open our presents, and then it's like massive, like definitely Irish thing. You've 6 different types of potatoes. I'm not lying. We have every like.
I can't. If you ask me to like name 6 different type, I don't even know.
Yeah, potato gratin, potato croquettes, roast potatoes, mashed potatoes.
Oh my god!
And even though I go,
Just
we
eating
seriously
potatoes.
don't need that much food, it's amazing. We do go through it.
Oh, you'll get through it.
Oh, we do. It's the day where you go, like, you literally feel like you cannot wear clothes.
Yeah.
Normally it's pajamas at that stage.
Yeah.
Nice pajamas. And then, we just sit down like and watch movies for the evening, and like everyone might have a nap, and then my little like foodie traditions, pretty much after dinner I'm wiped, but they make extra roast potatoes for me, and I'll just walk around eating roast potatoes for the rest of the day.
Today is potato day. Today is National Potato Day.
I literally go around. My mum makes extra for me, and like it's funny because these are the things that she used to give out to me when I was younger, because I would eat the roast potatoes that were supposed to be for the next day. Now she just makes extra because she knows I'm going to do it. And the same with Christmas pudding. I love Christmas pudding, but I only like eating it out of the carton that it comes in, so they get me my own one, and I just walk around with a spoon. Classy.
In your pajamas, I don't know.
I know, I mean, like, great catch. But I think these are the little things that kind of make Christmas so lovely. Or like I don't know, I like if anything like didn't happen, or I think we were saying earlier, my dad always gets me a book, and about 2 years ago mum was like, oh, like I don't think dad should get you books anymore. I've said it to him, like, not to get you or your brother books. I nearly started crying. I was like, what do you mean he's not getting me a book for Christmas?
Oh.
Like, I want a book, because he'd always buy me 2 books that always about something he would have heard me speaking about. Like, it would be like mindfulness or some random topic he would have heard me like just pick up something I'm interested in. So I'm always really excited to know what he gets me. Plus, he hates shopping, so really that's his only shopping he does. So I like to know he's put thought into what he gets me.
I like that.
So yeah, there's all like little things.
But that's interesting, like even the presents being because we have that. We have a tradition of me buying Uzma a pair of pajamas and some slippers. And I think a couple of years ago, Mum said she's got enough slippers now. Next year, don't get her slippers. Uzma went nuts. It was like, no, I will have my Christmas pajamas and my slippers. Under no circumstances are you to not get me those. Because she literally like takes off everything and then puts it on, and she's like, I have my Christmas on.
I haven't had one in 2 years now, so I'm really expecting one this year.
That's because I've not been here for Christmas.
The last 2 years,
Yes,
really.
Yeah, so that's
But you will be this time around.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get it?
And so we're all super excited because we're back together for the first time in 3 years.
wow.
So it's like an extra special.
Oh, it is. When you
Christmas.
miss one, I think that makes such a
Yeah.
difference. Like, it's fine when you're away, but you've spent Christmas away.
No, I always go home for Christmas.
Do
Yeah.
you?
I always miss Thanksgiving. I miss Thanksgiving for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
So, like, I've missed 3 Christmases where I was in Australia. And having Christmas in Oz, I thought I would be really upset. I know, God love, I probably really upset my mum the first year I was away. But only because, like, I rang them when it was their Christmas first, because I was like, talk to me now, don't talk to me later. Because Christmas in Australia, when you're a backpacker and 21, is just drink.
Yeah.
Drinking on the beach.
Yeah.
So I was like, just talk to me now, not later. Because I was like, this is what we're planning to do and it's not going to end well for anybody. So don't talk to me. And they happened to ring me again later. And of course, Mum rang and she was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm having the best day ever. Absolutely bananas. Cue her bursting out crying and my dad going, hi Lisa. And I was like, did I make Mum cry? I was like, I'm, and he was like, your mum is fine. And I could hear her sobbing in the background. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, and he was like, you're fine. You have a great time. We're really excited that you're having a great time. And I was like, the next day going, oh my God. But it's not
Poor
Christmas.
Mom.
For me, our Christmas in Australia was amazing. So much fun.
Yeah.
Great day out. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas.
There's
You
not,
need it to
yeah.
be cold if that's what I think whatever you're used to.
Yeah.
I think it would be the
Whatever,
same with
Yeah.
people like Aussies coming
Yeah.
here and must find it cold. I know my friend finds it cold when she comes back. But yeah, I did find it great. Had a ball, but definitely with your family, I think it means the most.
Yeah.
Whatever that family tradition is.
Yeah.
Like getting the traditional presents, doing the cooking and all of that. My family actually is not really big into Christmas at all. Like whenever I hear like friends like you guys talking about these big family tradition, it makes me kind of like, oh, I wish I had that. Not to say that like we don't get together, but my parents are just not into it. But what we do have, but we do one tradition that I do actually really do cherish with my family, and it's the 5 of us. So my parents and my 2 brothers and I. So every Christmas now we go on a family trip together. And so our house is actually never decorated for Christmas. It stopped, I think, when I was like 10. I miss it because I like that kind of a stuff. I'm not Christian or anything, but I love that seasonal thing. I will watch those crazy, silly, retarded Hallmark movies. That's me. I'm playing Mariah Carey like 500 million times. And I was telling my girlfriend Mariah Carey the Christmas holiday season is the only time I will ever listen to Mariah Carey. Because that album is a must. So we started a tradition a couple of years ago to go on a family trip every year. So one of the best family trips we ever did was go to Hawaii, and we're a family of golfers. So every Christmas on a family trip, we will golf together. Yeah. So that is the only way also to get my dad involved in anything like sentimental and bonding way, because my dad doesn't know how to carry a conversation. He really does not know how to carry a conversation unless with his friends or anything like that. And so this year I was even telling my mom, because it's actually going to be the first time in, I think, again, 20 years since I've lived outside of the state of California, now in a different continent, that I'm going home for the holidays for more than 5 days. And so my mom is actually really excited, and we're already planning like where we're going to go. I think we're going to go to like Bryce Canyon.
Okay.
Yeah, which I think, oh my God, shame on my American bad geography. I think it's in Utah, but yeah, it's a beautiful place. Since we have that with my family, and actually a really cool tradition that my cousins and I have, we actually get more into the spirit. So like after we have a Christmas potluck and we have a Yankee swap. Do you guys know what a Yankee swap is?
What is that?
No idea.
That makes sense because Yankee it's like means that you're an American. But basically, and you can call it, I think, Secret Santa too.
Yeah.
But basically, everyone brings a gift to swap. And then you give a budget, whether it's a $20, don't spend over $20. And it's just more, it's not about like getting the most best gift or whatever. It's just the whole experience of it. And then everyone gets a number to pull out of a hat. And then the one who has a higher number, I believe, gets to steal the next one. But within my...
it's a little bit more complicated than Secret Santa.
It's so much fun.
AIG we did this.
Who?
When I went to AIG, it's an American company.
It's an American company?
We did this.
Yeah. It is so...
Presents are open that you start stealing? Or
Yes, of course. When the presents are open.
we
And then
did
so
this.
Lisa,
Yes.
let's say you're number 3 and I was number 2 and I got this like one gift. And now it's your turn. Before you even pick out a gift from the pile, if you like my gift, you'd be like, I'm going to steal hers.
Yes.
And that's
It's
right.
fun.
It's
a lot
so
of fun.
much fun.
It's
But
a lot
no,
of fun.
but my cousins and I, my 2 brothers and I, we take it to the next level. Whoever started, I think it was my brother or one of my cousins, but somewhere in the pile of gifts, someone brings a funky gift, a silly gift.
A booby prize.
Yes, basically. So every year now, it's like, it's kind of like your guys' tradition. Like whoever brings like a booby gift or one of those silly gifts, they try to like one up it. And they get so creative. I'm not as creative, but like one time, my brother, James, he got online because, you know, gets really excited about like, what is that silly gift that he's going to get? So, it's like a prank gift. And so he bought online on Amazon a carton, like an empty box. And the exterior of the box, it looks as if you're going to get a griddle alarm clock. So basically like a pancake griddle kind of type of a thing. But it's an alarm clock that like, you know, rings off or buzzes off with a smell of like, you know, your pancake griddle. But it's just an empty box. It's just the exterior of it that looks like you're getting a griddle alarm clock. But my brother, who got the box, he's just so genius and clever. He takes it one step further. So obviously, if someone's opening up that box and it feels light, my brother's like, they're gonna know it's a fake gift. Yeah. So he's very clever. He got a box. He filled it with like books. So it feels really, really heavy, like as if you're getting a real griddle before you open it up. And then this one year when he made that gift, it was actually even funnier because out of everyone who got that griddle present was my aunt who like, you know, bless her little heart, she didn't realize it was like totally a prank gift. She's opening the box, she's like, oh my God, like really excited. It's a griddle, not a griddle alarm clock. And then get this, guys, she opens up the box and she realizes it's a big book. But then now she's really happy she got a book. Like, she's like, oh, a book.
I love how the prank reversed on your brother.
Exactly.
You know what though? I bet you when she went out, she was like,
She had no idea she was being pranked this whole time. So I can't wait every year what my brother is gonna like scheme up.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like fun actually.
I know.
We might have
It's a
to
lot
change
of
our
fun.
secrets.
Yeah, we should do that. It's so much fun.
It's fun.
We
You guys
did
should do
the
it with
whole-
your office.
Yeah, we did it in the office. It was a lot.
And
of
someone
fun.
throwing a prank gift. Oh, it gets good.
Very fun.
So Jen, what's your sort of traditional Christmas like?
So a lot of our traditions are around food and booze, and quite a lot of church. An incredible amount of church, actually. Also Catholic, but my mum has definitely taken it way more serious for years than I have. Slightly more serious about it recently. So okay, I talked about the ham, which is now it's now a tiny ham because we've worked out that actually, you know, I suppose I think it's also because when you were growing up, things were closed, so you had to stock up on stuff. And now, like, you can still go to the supermarket on Christmas Day. There's still some open. Like, you have to drive around and Google it. But there are still, there's still places.
Boxing Day, like at
Everything's
8 o'clock,
open.
everything open.
So we've worked out that we don't need to stockpile as much. So Mum will make garlic pork, which is pork bellies, pickled, but it's like with vinegar and chili and thyme and garlic, and then it's fried in olive oil. And it's like literally for the day before you're going to use it, because otherwise if you leave it more than 2 weeks, it's hard to take. Like, I like it with ciabatta bread. My mum likes it with like crusty rolls and things. And literally, it's just one of 2 things for Christmas Day. So it's either the garlic pork or smoked salmon.
Smoked salmon
Scrambled eggs. It just sounds like a very different kind of meal. But Mum also makes something called pepper pot, which is a whole load of different stewed meats, again with quite a lot of peppers. So probably a good bag full of what do you call them?
Scotch bonnet. I love peppers.
And
a whole bag.
Yes.
No, but it's
How chilly is
no,
that?
but I'm just gonna go back to the massive
feel-
pot size. To the point where some years, like if my mum mentions it to anybody, they start putting in orders for the rest of the family, because Mum's one of the few of her generation that still knows how to make it. Like my grandparents, even my granddad knew how to make it himself, kind of thing, although he was a very good cook. But like, I can't make it. I don't think many of her generation can make it. So, but they, everybody enjoys eating it, of course. It's just glorious. It's like this. It's somewhere between casserole, but spicy, and it just sticks to like literally. It warms you
So good.
until
I've
the
had
end.
it.
Yeah. So
It's really
if
good.
Mum normally tries to keep that on the down low, because otherwise she ends up having to make like 3 times as much as she'd planned to, because everybody's like, oh, I'd come, and they don't want a little Tupperware tub like you get from the supermarket. They want like enough for 4 days to eat, but they're not going to planning to share it with any of their other family members. Like, they need to take care of themselves, kind of thing. Definitely a lot of Christmas love when it comes to the food. We not recently, for the last 6 years, we've also done goose rather than turkey. I love goose. It's gorgeous. And also what I love about goose is that when you cook it, you get so much fat that it literally does your goose fat for your potatoes for the next 6 months. It's literally that much oil comes off it, and so it's done. It's great, anyways.
So other than food, is there anything else? I'm just like hearing a menu.
There's an incredible amount of booze.
I don't know about anyone else, but I am starving.
I
I'm picturing it, eating it.
No, it was just because that's why I kept on stopping, because my mouth was like salivating
I
it.
think your mum needs to make me some now, because I love it.
Well, because anyways,
Are we still on the food here?
Honestly, I think it's my last year.
Does anything else happen?
There's also quite a lot of drinking. So was it last year? No, or was it the year before? No, it was the year before. So I had to put an embargo on because.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm like, do you ever leave the kitchen?
No, barely. No, normally I try and lose weight in December because like it will make a definite difference in January. But not last Christmas, because I had to put an embargo on alcohol consumption. But the year before, I worked out that we'd spent £170 on gin between the 2 of us.
Oh my god!
But we'd also had about 4 or 5 bottles of Prosecco.
You should remember Christmas now.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
If it's not pink, it's okay.
Was it pink gin?
No. Actually,
it's
sometimes
okay.
sometimes it is slow gin, but I haven't made any for the last few years.
I mean, I think that you probably did get that drunk because she had her stomach well and truly lined. Juice in there. And all sorts
I didn't even
of
get
other
into the stuffing light and stuff. But then on Christmas Eve again, it's midnight mass. And one of the things, so when I was a kid, the church would always be packed, and I remember all my family coming and like literally standing room only, like people standing in the aisles the entire time. And it's not as busy as it was, but what I love is that one of the traditions that people have embraced didn't go down the first couple of years, where the kids, because it's 11 o'clock, they'd come in their PJs, normally PJs and Wellingtons, with their little duvets and stuff. So they think, And you get to the point where you're going up for communion, you turn and you just see all these little cocoons because they've obviously fallen asleep and they're just
Oh.
and it just, like literally you see all these families and just kids just like, and you just think, oh, actually this is the point and stuff. And I love it. The carol service.
So beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, sometimes I'm always stood next to somebody that can't sing. And you know, I mean, they keep on telling us, singing is like praying twice, and I'm just like, no, not when it's that person and it's giving me a headache. And then praying for, tolerance and grace on Christmas Eve is always the way to go. But I still really enjoy it. You come out and it's cold, and you have to chase away the traffic wardens because they're still trying to put tickets on people's cars, which I also think is really wrong.
No, not on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Islington Council has a bit of an issue. Can just put it out there.
Edit that out.
I don't mind so much. I don't even have a car. I don't drive, but I still get upset by that.
It doesn't seem very nice, does it?
No.
Christmas Eve.
Because you see them all
Like
jump
outside
as
the
you
Not
try.
outside the church.
Yeah, but you see that like literally like a van, and then you see just all these people jumping in, kind of thing, and then speeding off, and then loads of people saying, "Oh, I've got a ticket. I was parked in the wrong place."
Oh.
But when you're trying to get 600 or 700 people into a church that has a car park that's
It's not very Christmassy.
Yeah.
No, I think every so often they stop doing it, but
Sort it out, Islington Council.
Yeah.
What the hell's that all
unedited.
about?
yeah. But every so often they stop doing it. Somebody's obviously like somebody took over and thought this isn't right, and then they obviously lost quite a lot of money, and they replaced them.
So Andrea, I know I don't think you do much on Christmas.
No, we only started doing stuff I think about 3 years ago when my niece and nephew were born, because my brother married a Greek lady, so she celebrates Christmas. So we started doing stuff like that. But when I was a kid, on my mum's side, she's Thai, so we celebrated more Thai New Year. We'd go to the temple.
Nice.
There's a really big, beautiful temple in Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So we'd go there and make the traditional flowers that you make. You put it on the water for good luck. Then we'd go and eat loads of food. So that's more what we used to do,
Wow.
that kind of stuff. And then also New Year is more general New Year. Is big for us as well. So we'd go to my mum's friend's house, cook loads of Thai food. All the family. Well, my mum doesn't have family here, but we call them family. 'Cause you know what it's
of
like.
course. Yeah.
So we'd all get together as well, eat lots of food, cook together. So that's more our thing.
And do you
So
give presents and stuff like that?
More money.
Money?
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's money. It's not, you don't really give box gifts or anything. You give money, and then
Yeah.
you make little flower things.
Yeah.
And each colour represents a different day, and you put like a coin inside,
Okay.
and you can give to the, I don't know what the word is in English, but you give it to the monks
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
to
Yeah.
bring good luck and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
that was more that kind of thing.
So the money exchange thing is a bit like Eid,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
for Eid, that's kind of what you used to do. You know, the elders give the little ones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
money.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we give our parents give us money.
So
yeah.
okay, and how
So
about Hanukkah?
Yeah, we used to get, because it always falls around Christmas.
Yeah.
So that was, I used to class as my Christmas presents. So my dad would always give us presents for Hanukkah, and Rosh Hashanah is New Year. So I technically get 3 New Years.
Wow.
I get Thai New Year, I get
Nice.
Rosh Hashanah, and I get
The
New
ac-
Year, the
the
actual
actual
New Year.
actual New Year.
So yeah, I'm
Wow.
constantly getting
And
gifts.
is it all kind of around the same time? Or?
Thai New Year's in April.
Okay.
Is it?
Songkran.
No. Okay. Because as an Asian, my parents celebrate the Lunar New Year, which is like the Chinese
Chinese
New
New Year.
Year, which
February.
is based on February. It's based on
yeah,
the moon.
that's big in Thailand as well. I've been
Yeah.
in Thailand when we have Chinese New Year, because there's a lot of Thai Chinese as well.
Yes.
So, and then Rosh Hashanah is September, and then obviously New Year 31st. So it's
You're so lucky.
So I
3
get-
New
yeah,
Years.
3.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like I need to embrace a few more.
Yeah.
Just embrace it.
So I'm always like, Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Oh, wow, that's so good.
You get to start over a couple of times.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
go,
yeah.
Actually, that
Yeah.
was a false start.
Exactly. yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
next year we should celebrate all the New Years we can find. So Chinese
Yeah.
New Year,
Yeah.
I like that.
Thai New Year, you know, whatever. We'll look it up and we'll see what other
Yeah,
New
why
Years
not?
exist. We should just like try and celebrate all the New Years and see what
That's
happens.
really cool.
I think that's
Yeah.
a good idea,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And food is involved in all 3, so you know me.
Jem's there.
I don't know why that was even.
You're in charge of the menu.
I think I found my food buddy. We even
I
chose
even
the
tell
same.
you about the stuff. Things I do with stuff.
We even chose the same food choice, didn't
I
we?
know, for Christmas.
So you guys are separated at food.
And if there's no pink drink, I mean,
I think I want to see you on pink drink.
We have some. We have some.
Yeah, we'll definitely be feeding you some pig drink later.
I'm-
Seeing what happens for ourselves.
Yeah.
Test.
So Sedef, do you have any sort of traditions, New Year or otherwise? Maybe Eid traditions, which is kind of like Christmas, I guess, for us.
actually, I want to start with my first Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was like 7 years ago. I was in Portugal for exchange program. In there, we want to. I didn't know anything about Christmas, so I know that it's all related food. So
Had you spoken to Jem before?
You only got the highlights.
You're never gonna live it.
Poor Santa hasn't got a mention at all. We
Yeah.
haven't mentioned Santa.
I
We've just
think
declared
Secret Santa.
we've declared Christmas as food.
But I think it's because of our age, though.
And
I think we're like
Anyone still
post
believe in
Santa.
Santa?
yes, of course. You've got to
Of
get your Santa
course.
gift.
yeah, so if you visit Portugal, you can see everywhere bacalhau. It's like
What's that?
dry fish.
Yeah,
like,
I've had that.
like this size, and you can see every supermarket has them like layer of bacalhaus everywhere, and it smells very bad.
Just laying it out there. So it's bad.
We're not selling it.
Yeah, the food is great, but selling in a supermarket like that, I don't know. It's just
I've tried
weird.
that too. I've
It's
tried it.
dry fish, basically,
Yeah.
like this big in the
that.
supermarket, and the big baskets. Like my flatmate was French, and he stayed for Christmas with me, and he decided to get this bacalhau because it's the tradition in Portugal.
Yeah.
So it's all related food. So we have to get the biggest food ever in Portugal. So we tried to cook, but it was very salty.
Yeah.
So we couldn't eat. So we were just looking at this big
Big
fish
fish.
and starving. So it's my first Christmas, like
Did you not have,
It
having
wasn't a
food.
winner, was it?
did you not have like backup food? You know, just in case. So, you know.
Yeah, we had some soup and potatoes, of course,
Just the Irish.
because it saves everyone. Yeah. Other than that, we don't have, of course, Christmas in Turkey, but we have tradition like New Year's tradition. Generally, I go for drinks with my friends and friends' house in New Year's, but my family stays home, and we obviously have very big table of food, Turkish food, and which is delicious. So you don't eat anything in the morning, so because you need to make space for yourself. So generally, we play bingos.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's very big tradition, and after midnight, we generally watch Victoria's Secret show.
Oh, the
Oh,
Victoria's
wow.
Secret.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like tradition for us. I don't
That's
know.
very
Underwear.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Underwear show.
Yeah,
Why
underwear
didn't that come
show.
up in my Google search?
Because just after midnight, all the televisions shows the Victoria's Secret shows. I don't know
You
why.
know, this is your last year. Victoria's Secret's getting cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
Oh, why?
Yeah,
Because it's
Uh-oh.
not inclusive enough.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Too many
so I-
skinny young girls.
Yeah.
Not
enough.
enough different sizes, shapes, and.
So I've got like some Irish, I don't know if they're Irish, but you can tell me. So this is a new one in Ireland that's
Okay.
happened over the last few years, which has really taken massive momentum to the extent where most of my friends do it, and I'm really debating doing it this year. It's a Christmas swim
Oh,
Okay.
in the sea.
no.
No.
Oh.
Yes, I live in Ireland.
can
But
believe
everyone
that.
started doing it a couple of years ago, and a lot of people do it for charity.
Charity?
Yeah, they
I
all
mean,
like get sponsored to go for a swim.
No, it
No, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
I would rather just give the charity all my money and say I am not doing the swim, but here's my money.
I just
Take
think-
it.
I don't even
I-
swim in the sea in the summer.
Yeah, in the winter in Ireland,
still
swimming in
cold.
the sea.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
sounds like
Yeah.
It's turning into more of a popular thing anyway for people to do. Like there's lots of groups now that do it
Yeah.
all through the winter and all through the summer. But the Christmas swim started a couple of years ago, and it's like taken massive momentum now, and it's actually in every anywhere that there's like water.
Isn't it
Everyone's
just like freezing though?
yeah, no, it's like about mine. Like it could be in the minuses, good bit into the minuses.
But apparently, yeah, it sounds weird, but it's a biohacking in the sense that apparently, like swimming in like really ice cold water is supposed to like help burn fat, increase your longevity. And so I've been watching these like crazy people on all about like personal development and all of that, and even including like people will actually submerge themselves like really hardcore, intensely fit, physically fit. And if you look at their chronological age, they will be like 50 years old or something, but their biological age will actually be like 20 years younger because of all these crazy things that they're doing. And swimming in cold water or taking cold showers, I've experimented. It is not fun. It's not fun.
A lot of sports people do it.
A lot of sports people do it. Yeah. So I was wondering if those people are actually like also physically fit, like.
But I just know, in fairness, it's actually, there's a lot of people I watch as well who are still at home, and I've actually seen that it's something that a lot of people do in the morning. There's a lot of, they're not like sports people, but they're like health and fitness people, or like people who own vegan companies, etc. And there's a lot, like there's some beautiful beaches in Ireland. I know people find that hard to believe, but there really is. But they are, and actually one of them there's like a sauna, like a mobile sauna that's been put outside one of the beaches. So people actually go for a dip for sunrise, go for a dip in the water, and then come out and get into the sauna. So it's becoming a thing in Ireland, and I've seen it like get more and more popular. So I was just wondering, is it just an Irish thing? Because I have realised that sometimes we do have our little rare things that happen.
Well, I mean, they have them in, I know that, is it in Scandinavia, they do some crazy stuff like that. They actually cut holes. No,
In the ice.
I didn't say it was crazy, I just said.
But where they are, it's even colder. So it's like, minus 15 or something. And they cut a hole in the ice and then jump in.
Wow.
Yeah, so, which is, which I think maybe for them it's okay. Because if you've been brought up like that, your body's used to those temperatures and, they live in that climate anyway. If you and I went there, I think we would just freeze even with a coat on, let alone get naked and then jump into ice cold water. I think I would just have a heart attack and die.
So, because in the UK, because they do have a lot of the Christmas swims,
Yeah.
but they won't allow you to turn up on Christmas Day. You've had to done it sort of from like September to get your body used
in
to it.
Ireland you can just dive right in. They don't really mind. But in fairness,
At your own risk, swim.
I do quite like some of the new traditions that have come out though. I know we do a 12 pubs one as well.
Okay.
So the Christmas jumper trend, obviously it's everywhere now, but we really get invested in Ireland. Like honestly, some of the stuff like people's jumpers light up, and there's whole like
jumpers.
Christmas jumpers, like
sweaters. Yes.
Sweaters.
Yeah.
But like they have light systems built into them. Like there's incredible things that happen to them. But we do at 12 pubs, and it's actually literally pretty much as soon as it hits December, probably the week before, all you see in Ireland when you go out is people running around in Christmas jumpers. Like it's just a sea of Christmas jumper people.
Cute.
And you do the 12 pubs. Everyone has their route. And you
that one I can do.
I know you can. We brought it to Chelsea. One of my friends started it in Chelsea a couple of years ago, and actually it's after growing so much. I think they said they had about 20 people at the first one. Last year there was over 200 and something at it.
Oh my god! Wow.
So he's actually changed the day this year and kind of kept it a little bit quieter because it's very hard to talk to people then. But it's so much fun.
In the US, like an ugly Christmas sweater party is like a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people will throw like Christmas parties, but like instead of like dressing up in your fanciest little glitter outfit, you wear your ugliest sweater. Yeah. It's like a thing.
I love that though.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So we used to go all out at home. I used to like customise jumpers, and like the more you'd like putting lights on things, cutting holes in the stuff, try and make it look nuts. But it's nice to know the Americans are with the Irish on the
Do you guys have SantaCon here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Can I tell you? I don't know. It is my least favorite day of the entire year when I was living in New York for 11 years. Basically, similar to, ugly sweater kind of a theme where everyone dresses up. But like, it's typically young 20-year-olds, like drunken kids dressed up in Santa outfits, roaming around the streets of Manhattan all over the place, like bar hopping or pub crawling all day long. So for normal people like us, my friends and I, it is a mad, can I say, shit show where you have a bunch of like drunken Santas like hopping around all over Manhattan on the subway, and they are pissed drunk by like 2:00 in the afternoon in their ugly Santa outfit. It is my least favorite day of the year.
I think that sounds hilarious.
I feel like me and you are going for that.
It sounds like very Irish, I think.
Feeling very isolated.
I have to confess, the Irish and Lisa being branded as the Irish has a bad rep, because Lisa and I went out.
Oh yeah.
And before we went out, I actually said to a couple of people, including her, I don't drink much. I know you're Irish, but I'm not like at the same sort of
She
level.
was intimidated. Right? She was like kind of trying to say I was like a bit of a pisshead.
Yeah,
I was kind of insulting.
I couldn't keep up. And then I think before I left, I was talking to Usma as well, and I said, I'm going out with Lisa tomorrow, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. And she went, why? And I said, well, she's Irish. I don't drink much, right? So
20 hours later,
we went out for like 19 hours or something ridiculous like that.
Literally.
And I basically led the way in us spending about £200 on cocktails.
Literally, she had convinced me I will actually come out with shopping bags in my handbag, because I was like, my friend was like, how long are you going to be? I said, oh, not long. She doesn't drink. So I'm just going to meet her for like a coffee and maybe some lunch, and I'll be back around 3. So I'll see you, like, let's watch that movie. Yeah, like 14, 15 hours later, I still hadn't come back. We had progressed and moved tables, but had actually managed to stay in the same venue
for like 19 hours.
For that long, and had pretty much like coffee, lunch and dinner in the same place.
Yeah.
Plenty of cocktails in
And
between.
a lot of cocktails during.
So
and
she
in
took my
between.
Irish tag and ran with it.
Yeah. So
I have a little Irish in you.
I'm going to bring up something then, because
yeah.
I always get the stick for encouraging drinking.
You
when-
do. Let me just stop you in your tracks. Yeah. Miss, I'm drinking a, what was it?
Mojito.
Mojito at 10 o'clock in the
o'clock.
morning. So
It was 11:15 and we were in Ibiza.
I mean, I'd like to have
Amen. I would be there with you.
I had breakfast. I checked with the barman whether he thought it was inappropriate.
Funniest thing. She calls him a barman. We were in an English cafe, okay, having a fry-up. We had a couple of rough nights the couple of nights before, and we were really tired. I woke up early. Jem was up early. I said to her,
I
look,
love that.
there's an English cafe down the road. Let's just go and we'll sit down and have a fry-up before these two wake up. We turn up, then these two come like a couple of hours later. We're still sitting there, and she calls over the waiter in the cafe, not the bloody barman.
They were serving beer to a group of lads. Fair enough, it wasn't like
And
a
then
stag
she's
do.
like, I think I want a mojito. And he's like, okay. And then she goes, is it okay to have a mojito at this time? And then he actually looked at his watch.
and then threw open his hands and said, it's Ibiza.
And
And got me my mojito.
And then he looked at her and went, I think it's okay. We're in Ibiza. I've seen everything.
And to be quite honest, from that book, we did go there a couple of times, and I think we saw a few things that we didn't
That's true.
expect.
We did. It was right in front of the party boat.
We actually
So-
waited one day just
Yeah.
to see the party
So
boat
it
get
was
out.
actually quite amusing because you see them, and because this place is like really close to it, they all come before they get on the boat. They're all normal, like not
Yeah.
pissed,
Yeah.
not drunk, whatever. All very excited they're gonna get on the party boat, and we're like, oh look, those ones are gonna come back in trouble. You know? And then you see them get on the boat and they go away, and a couple of hours later the boat comes back, and there's just these like people. Well, I don't know.
Some of them are a different colour because they obviously went without
Some of them
Yeah.
have been sunburnt, but more importantly, they're all like falling in the water. A bunch of them, are, like, some are going in the sea to have a
I was going to
piss.
say, falling in the water and then you see
Yeah.
someone and they're basically just crouching.
Yeah,
like,
some of them are trying to piss in the sea.
What kind of party boat is that?
Yeah, they've all made friends. Few of them like in love, and it's like very crazy. Yeah, and you just watch them come out like.
That's not
totally
my
wrecked.
opinion.
Yeah.
And I just have my mojito.
As far as I'm concerned, when you're on holidays,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what time. And when you're in the airport, game on.
I'm there with you.
So I'm sorry, Lisa.
She's actually secretly Irish.
I
Little Irish in
last
her.
time we went out, and I was thinking we're just going to have some nibbles, I wasn't the one that suggested cocktails.
No, but do you know why cocktails now? Because I figured out the reason I could drink so much that night is because I have some sort of weird reflux issue with wine. I think it actually gives me acidity, and that's why I've not been drinking a lot, because I actually feel sick before I feel drunk, if that makes sense.
It's not your drink.
Just feel
yeah.
unwell. And then after that night, that's when I actually thought to myself, like, why the hell was I able to drink so much? It's really weird. And then I've realised since then that
Yeah, it wasn't
I'm
because
fine
I was
with
Irish.
spirits. Yeah, I'm fine with spirits. I just can't drink wine.
I feel
So
like there's an awful lot of
cocktails have
explanation
become
for your
like a
drunkenness right now.
I wasn't drunk though. That's the thing.
But what she's trying to say now is she will be leading the way in the nights out.
Yes. So from now on, I am no longer the
Cocktails.
one that doesn't drink much.
200 pounds later.
So anyway, I propose that we start some new Christmas traditions this year.
agree,
And like
yeah.
I said, next year we should try, if we can get together, if it's possible, try to do some different New Year
New Year's.
celebrations together. It's an excuse for a
I
cocktail.
like it. Excuse me. She kind of slid that in there.
This is going to be the theme of 2020.
Ice skating at Somerset House, because then you've got the cocktail bar along there.
I got an ice skate, and alcohol and skates sounds like
You do the alcohol
You know, not
afterwards.
just-
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've got your teeny
skates
boppler rink.
are sharp. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like, there'll be blood. And
could
this
do
one
that.
over
I fall in runners.
Maybe we want to do
Bambi
something
Anna.
with those sumo outfits, everybody's protected.
Or give you the
Don't
little
let-
That's what I
penguin. You know what the little penguin
Oh,
is?
yes,
The little
yeah,
kitties,
yeah,
like push the little
yeah.
penguins
You
on the
know,
ice.
you
A couple of
can do
penguins.
I need to hold a penguin and someone needs to hold me holding the penguin.
You guys can hold each other. Oh, that's a visual right there.
No.
With our cocktails.
Yeah. No, I think it will be like something out of a murder movie. It'll just be like blood all over the ice. Better not do that. Better not do that. All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you very much, ladies, and thank you for making it such an amazing season. We've had so much fun this year, and we're looking forward to next year. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in, and we hope to see you in 2020.